going to now apply some of the trigonometric ratios you know from other videos or from other knowledge to particular triangles to find indicated lengths. So here on the left hand side we have a triangle in which we're given a 35-degree angle. We know the opposite side is the unknown, and we know that the hypotenuse is known. So what trig function do you know that uses the opposite and the hypotenuse? Hopefully the trig function you thought of was the sine. Sine of 35 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So in this context, the opposite would be the x, the blue side of this triangle, and the hypotenuse would be the green, which is a 5. So now if we just multiply both sides by 5 for the purpose of isolating x, we can see that on the left hand side we get 5 sine 35 degrees, and on the right hand side we're going to get x. So what does x equal? And this is going to need a calculator. 5 times the sine of 35 should be 2.867. So if I'm going to round to 2 decimal places, as is my standard practice, I'm going to go 2.87. So hopefully on your calculator you're getting an answer that would round to the hundredths as 2.87. Okay, next problem over here on the right, we have a 20-degree angle. We have a side that is adjacent to that 20-degree angle, and we have a hypotenuse. So we have an adjacent and a hypotenuse this time. So we're probably going to want to go with a different trig ratio here with an adjacent and a hypotenuse. Let's do a cosine of 20 degrees. Cosine of 20 degrees would be the adjacent side, which is 10, over the hypotenuse, which is an x. So I should have done this one in blue. That didn't come out as blue. And the adjacent side, which is now labeled in green, is going to be x. Okay, so now our x is in the denominator. It takes a little bit of different type of work here. Let's multiply both sides by x so that we get x cosine 20 degrees equals 10. And then we'll divide both sides by cosine of 20 degrees, because this will do the job of isolating the x. So again, standard calculator here, 10 divided by the cosine of 20. If you did it on your calculator, hopefully you're getting an answer of 10.64 when rounded to 2 decimal places. If you're getting an answer that's way different, like for example something that looks like 24.5, make sure you're in degree mode and not in radian mode. Again, make sure you're in degree mode and not in radian mode. Okay, one more example for you to try on your own here. Try this one, because this one has a 50-degree angle, but it's relating an opposite side of x and an adjacent side of 7. So what trig function relates opposite and adjacent sides? That would be tangent. So this time we should have had tangent of 50 degrees equals the opposite, which is that x, over the over the adjacent side, which is 7. So tangent of 50 degrees equals x over 7. So isolate the x. Let's multiply both sides by 7. 7 tangent 50 degrees equals x, and therefore x equals 7 tangent 50 degrees, and just bringing out the calculator tells me that this is to the nearest hundredth 8.34.